BYU landed another commit yesterday, and another one that I didn't even know BYU was recruiting. This is their second similar type ad of this in the last week. They continue to add kind of role player shooter types to solidify this roster, but this time it is Nate Pickens from UC Riverside. I saw this from Travis Branham, 24/7 Sports First. Nate Pickens has played 3 years at UC Riverside. He averaged over the course of those 3 years 7 points a game, weighed down a little bit by his first year where he didn't play all that much. Last season, the best of his career as a junior, 9.8 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 2 assists, shot 39% from three on 3.5 attempts per game, 76% from the free throw line, played 27 minutes a game for UC Riverside. I presume that Nate Pickens is a guy who will not play all that much at BYU as a 6'4", 175-pound guard. Maybe this is a guy you use to back up Rob Wright a little bit, even, but he's not really a point guard. If anything, he would just play very spot minutes there. If he gets to BYU and just shoots the lights out, I think you could see a very clear path to playing time for him. But I don't know. A little surprised this is how they've rounded out the roster. We can touch on that as well. What's your reaction to Nate Pickens as BYU's latest ad?
Can I have 1 second quickly here?
Yes, you can.
Because who was it that they added that they played during the year? Was it Tyler Murs, who had a really
Tyler
good game?
Tyler Maroose, I believe.
Bruce, yeah. So leading scorer, I'm sorry, second leading scorer when UC Riverside lost to BYU by 6 points. Nate Pickens had a very solid game. 18 points, 3 or 4 from three in that game, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, a block in that game. He was played 31 minutes in that basketball game and a 6 point loss at BYU. So I think Kevin Young has a type for end of the bench guys. He takes guys that were really good against him from other teams, and it's starting to become, I think, a little bit of a pattern here. But I think with Pickens, you get a guy that has shown the ability to be able to knock down threes, right? Maybe he has the size that you could put him. Because you said he's not necessarily a point guard, but he's also like not a two guard. But I don't know. Maybe he's just like a spot minute Mawat Mag type for them. I don't know. I just think he's really not going to play that much.
It's a 6'4", 175-pound guard. Mawat
He's
Mag.
175 pounds.
Yeah, what is Mawat Mag coming from?
My apologies. I didn't know he was 175 pounds.
So I do love the find by you that like Kevin Young is just basically taking any player who performs well against him. That's fun. And also like big sign for future games for BYU. If you're like at a mid-major playing against BYU, I'd come into that game selfish as hell. I come into that game thinking if I get 30, I'm going straight to Provo next year. So that's kind of funny to watch. We'll keep an eye on that in the future. Yeah, I don't see the Mag camp or comp at all. No disrespect intended,
Yeah,
but
no. It shouldn't be there. That's the thing.
Mag's whole sell was just like defense, and I don't think that's Nate Pickens. I think Nate Pickens' sell is like I can shoot a little bit, and if it's one of those days where I can shoot a little bit, turns into like, hey, I'm on fire, then I think he plays like 12 minutes a game off the bench. My issue, which you've heard me harp on a lot with other up transfers throughout the last couple years, is I like looking at total career numbers more than the most recent 3-point shooting number. Not that it can't get better. Yes, guys can gradually, incrementally improve their shooting. But Nate Pickens was a 32% shooter in the same amount of minutes 2 years ago from three. He was a 30% shooter his freshman year. All in all, for his first 2 seasons in 63 games played, he shot 31% from three on 2.3 attempts a game. Nothing about that screams knockdown shooter. He took 144 attempts in those years and was a bad shooter, if anything. Then his junior year, he shoots 39%, which is obviously good on 120 attempts a game. I don't know. You tell me. Did the guy that was an okay shooter become a great shooter? Or should we look at the full picture here where in 3 seasons he's a 35% shooter on 264 attempts a game? Because I can
I
tell you
that's
right now, if Nate Pickens is a 35% shooter as a 6'4", 175-pound guard, he's not going to be in the BYU rotation. He needs to shoot 40% here. Today's video is presented by Underdog Fantasy.
Well, what's going on with your hat?
Well, my hat's not supposed to be this way, is it?
I don't think so. No.
Just like people who watch these videos are not supposed to not sign up for Underdog Fantasy using promo code SLEEPERS. At the time of this recording, we have 49 people who have signed up as a first-time user with Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code SLEEPERS. 50 is a very, very important number. 50 is a number we would really like to get to. You, loyal listener, person watching this video right now, could be the person who gets us over the hump with number 50. And we have a great free pick that you get with this. Donovan Mitchell to score at least 1 point. How many points did Donovan Mitchell have in game two, Cart?
I believe he was too short of 50 with 48.
Yeah, he had 48 points, 50. Very key number for a lot of reasons. If Donovan Mitchell scores 1 point, you cash in your free pick, and you can get your deposit match bonus up to $1,000 with promo code SLEEPERS. Sign up, put the promo code in, SLEEPERS. Get that deposit match, get yourself free funds, use the free pick, cash that winner, and turn your hat the right way.
Yeah, that's from the field, correct?
That's from three only.
So you won't take 35% from three?
I don't think he's playing for BYU if that's what he's shooting at his size. He's not
Yeah.
6'7" like Tyler Bruce. Um, I just don't. I don't think there's room.
Yeah. I think that given the time this ad is being kind of in the fold and also just like, where the roster's at for BYU, I really don't think that he's gonna play much anyway. But I mean, if he's a guy that comes off and he's a threat from three, I think he'll take 35% even in the small time that he's on the floor.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on 35. I guess I'm just trying to make the point of like, if this kid wants to crack a loaded BYU rotation, he needs to shoot like 42% from three.
Yeah, well,
And
I don't think he ain't gonna crack it.
he could if he shoots really good, but I don't know. I guess that's just my thing. Kevin Sweeney had a thought. He tweeted this in response to Nate Pickens' commitment yesterday. He said, I thought BYU could have shot a bit higher than Kennard Davis for its projected starting 2 or 3 spot between Rob Wright and Richie Saunders, but they've been pretty savvy adding bench shooting with Pickens and Tyler Bruce in recent days. It's coming together nicely. It's interesting to me because Kennard Davis is not the ad that makes me raise an eyebrow. I love Kennard Davis. I think he's great. The ad that makes me raise an eyebrow is actually the two guys off the bench they've added. Like, could they have basically said we don't need Bruce or Pickens and instead gone after Des Claude or somebody similar to Des Claude and had Kennard Davis as their bench guard? Like, that's objectively a way better team. But I don't know. Like, do you think Sweeney in general has a point? Is there any skepticism to this BYU roster? Is this the way Kevin Young should have tried to round out the roster?
Uh, Personally, I think so. I think I more so lean towards Sweeney's side on this one. Maybe not as much as like the being down on Kennard Davis, but like I like the ad of what he can bring and fill his role next to the Wrights, the Bansas, and the Richie Saunders of the world. And then you have guys that can or should be able to shoot off the bench. I guess that goes back to your point about Pickens needing to be able to hit shots.
Yeah, I guess there is something to just like you've got a lot of guys that need the ball in the starting lineup. Let's get our entire bench full of guys who will just be very happy to be role players. But I don't know. I am higher on Kennard Davis than Sweeney is. I think he's perfect in the starting lineup specifically for that reason as a floor spacer and doesn't need the ball. With that said, I don't look at Bruce or Pickens. I know this is a Pickens video as guys that should play all that much. And if they're 11th, 12th guys, that's perfectly fine. You don't need them. But if these guys are being brought in to be like the 6th, 7th, 8th guys, then I'm a little bit underwhelmed.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Little bit. Do you have any nicknames for Mr. Pickens?
Slim Pickens,
Slim Pickens is solid. I would like to call him Ricky Pickens, and then I would also like to call him Big Slate Nate.
Big Slate Nate.
Big Slate Nate. I feel like this guy's only going to pop up in the big slate games.
Ooh, I think there needs to be some type of connection between him and Tyler Murs. Is it Murs, Mirez? What is it?
I keep saying Moose.
Marus?
Yeah, the Moose man.
Marus is loose.
And where's that leave Nate Pickens?
I'm working on it.
All right, give us some time. Congratulations, BYU. By the way, shout out to the one BYU fan or person who did email us trying to get us to Provo. We're working on it now. There's traction here. Our emails are open if anybody else wants to help us get to Provo.